What's up, guys? Welcome to JTL Dueling. Back in with another video. No, it's a different format. I just want to talk about the NAWCQ for a little bit. Talk about some info pre-sales that's happening right now in preparation of the event. But first things first, I want to talk about what to expect and go from there. Before we get into that, I just kind of want to say that I won't be attending NAWCQ. I thought about it, trying to go get my last chance qualifiers. I've got close to getting my invite a few times. I got close at YCS Indy. I've got with Pure Snake Eyes. I've gotten close with Voiceless Voice a couple months back at a OTS Championship. Got third place in Swiss, but then lost against Brandon in top 8 because I honestly never played against that matchup with Voiceless Voice, so it was a bit new to me. I wasn't really sure how they were able to break the board or how to set up a good board against Brandon. That was my mistake of not playtesting against that deck. And then I also got close a couple weeks ago with Striker at a Richmond Regionals. I went 5-3. You get to go 6-2. Get your invite. I think I got 48th place. You have to get 30 top. It was top 32. I got 48. So I was close a few times. I don't know. I didn't want to go to Texas really, so I'm kind of hoping there's one closer to me. Oh, the NAWC next year is a little closer to me, and I'm going to try to attend that. So right now I'm really focused on the format after Worlds, and once we start to get events rolling again. My plan is going to go to Cali, go to that YCS, and go to the YCS in Florida. Those are my two YCSs that I plan on going to so far. And then some regionals and some nearby OTS championships. That's really what I'm looking forward to right now. But since I'm not going to be able to go to the NAWCQ, I just kind of want to talk about it for a little bit. So let's get on to what I think would be what we will see a lot of at the YCS. I mean at the NAWCQ. All right. So first things first. I have Fiendsmith variants. Now this goes to Snake Eyes. It goes to Yubel. Honestly, there's a lot of different decks that can splash this engine into their deck. It's not even funny. It's so free. It's literally Adventure 2.0. It's Adventure but better. That's the way I look at it, because there's so many different ways and so many different routes you can use this engine. It's crazy. Informate can use it. Snake Eyes. Heck, probably Sprite might be able to use it in some type of weird way. But if you have space in your extra deck, space for 3 cards in your extra deck, you can play this. It's too free, and I feel like we're going to see that a lot. The major Fiendsmith variants that we're going to see is both Snake Eyes and Yubel. That's just a given. Both decks have been waiting for this to come out, and if we don't get a ban list, Snake Eyes might just run away with it. Because the Fiendsmith by themselves just gets you to Snake Eyes combo, which is scary to think about. That one engine can get to the Snake Eyes engine, which just gets into so much other things. And if you already have access to your Snake Eyes, you just make Appaloosa. What is that? So it's gonna be a little scary to see Snake Eyes running around with the Fiendsmith stuff if we don't get a ban list by that time. If you get a ban list, hopefully they will hit Snake Eyes enough where it's not an overall issue, and these other decks can come into the format without the fear of Snake Eyes or having to actually build to play against it, because Snake Eyes has been around for a little too long. So yeah, Fiendsmith is really good. So we're going to see a lot of that, a lot of different variants of that. I feel more than just the Snake Eyes and Yubel. They're just, like I said, just so many different ways you can go with it. Whitewoods. Okay, so Whitewoods is really good. All right, so we just got the toy stuff. we still have Centurion full power. Those are the main two engines that people are going to play with Whitewoods most likely. I know people might try to play with Pier, but playing with toys and Centurion just makes just like puts Whitewoods like a little bit more over the top than playing the Pier. They're a lot better than playing the Pier variant because you have access to more stuff. But some of the toys to get you access to like rank fours, like you can make um Dweller, Abyss Dweller, and a few other things. Also gives you access to more bodies to help you synchro summon into. You make Baguska with if you need to. They're like really strong. I still think we're gonna see other Snake Eyes variants. I know we're gonna see Fiendsmith Snake Eyes. We're going to, and people who can't get their hands onto Fiendsmith in time, they're gonna probably still people playing Pier. Probably still see people playing Cashier. I think that's a given. So Snake Eyes is probably going to be the top dog of the room, and whoever that's just really all I is to say about Snake Eyes. We're in Tier 0 format. If we don't get a balance by them, we'll still be in a Tier 0 format, probably even worse than before. Now we have Branded. Branded's just gonna be Branded. You will see like maybe one or two top it, but it's still there. It's still good enough to be talked about. The deck did just win WCQ or a World's Points qualifier. I can't remember which one it was a few weeks ago. So there's that. Branded's still really strong. It's still good enough to make top 64 or 32, whatever this event ends up being. We have Ritual Beast. They just won a WCQ not too long ago. The deck's really strong. The new support for the stuff really helped the deck a lot. But I will say this: with the Fiendsmith coming out and Whitewoods coming out, would Ritual Beast still be viable? That's another question. Same thing with Sprite. Both these decks just kind of, after not seeing these decks for so long, I know players probably don't know how to play against them too well. So that's probably a reason why they won events. But Sprite did just get a buff with some of the Ice Barrier stuff. One of the new Ice Barriers can allow, it's an Aqua level 2, so it allows them to get into Toad, which is really strong. But for both Sprite and Ritual Beast, we'll just see how it translates over here in the States. Both decks are good. Just gotta wait and see what happens. I still think players gonna be on it. I still think they would make top 32 or 64. Just again, depends how big the event's going to be. I think they will gain spots. We might see them, and if we don't see them in the top cut, we might see them in like future matches and whatnot. Players are going to be playing this deck. Another one, Yubel. I kind of touched on Yubel a little bit earlier, but Yubel is again really strong. It's gonna be a lot stronger now with Fiendsmith. It just allows them to like, I think it's the same thing with Snake Eyes. Like, I'm pretty sure the Yubel, not the Fiendsmith stuff gets you to Yubel combo. Which again, scary how one engine can get to you to another engine, but not only get you to that, if you already have access to your main engine, it just makes a negate. That's not okay. So yeah, Yubel is gonna be pretty big. And there's probably other decks I didn't have one here that probably deserves to be mentioned. I just didn't think about them, but these are like the main 7 decks that I think we're going to see a lot. Well, Fiendsmith more so as like engine, just like really there's like 6 decks here. I don't really see Fiendsmith as just a pure deck topping it. I see them more as an engine being splashed somewhere topping the event. Those are the decks that I foresee making
All right,
top cut,
here's some of the pre-sales
or
that happened on
seeing a
eBay
lot
for Infinite Forbidden.
now
I
I want
would
to get to
use
like some of the
TCG Player,
pre-sales
but TCG
for
Player isn't really
info.
the best, and they don't really have pre-sales out at the moment. They just gotta wait until we get reveals and when the set becomes live for pre-sales. Pre-selling on TCG Player might happen like next week. But here we go. Here's some stuff that people are selling on eBay right now. I think that's a bit overpriced. Like don't get me wrong, this card is really good. But for $20, I don't think it's that good, and the R type isn't the best either. The R type's okay. It's a decent rogue deck. It's it's Yugi's deck. um, it might this new stuff might allow it to top regionals and whatnot, but it's like $20 for this. It's not worth it. Even though yeah, it is a dark magician, but you know. So some boxes, pre-send the boxes. I mean cases for. It's not bad. Um, $80 for a box. Okay, these are fair, reasonable. What's what you would? It's what you would expect. Um, this is a card is it's pretty good. I know in OCG people are using this Exodia stuff as like an engine. Um, I still think that's probably a little too much. Again, we don't know the rating of this. Might be a secret. Might be an ultra. Hell, might even be a common. But for now, we don't even know what it is. On Closed Sky, we don't like from the photo that we've gotten. She looks like a sleeper, but we're not too sure about it. She's super. She being $15 on pre-sale, a little too much. I can see her being at this price. If she's a super, I can see her being at this price maybe after 2-3 weeks after the set releases. But the thing is, right after NAWCQ, most players are going into the off season because that's basically after our WCQ season. There's Worlds. Well, there's a few more WCQ seasons, but if you didn't top WCQ, you're looking at next year. You're looking at after Worlds. So she should drop a little bit. She shouldn't be this much. Again, this is weird. We don't have a confirmed rating of this yet, so this card being $30 is a bit much. This could be like, really cheap depending on what it ends up being. If it's a secret, this being at 30, I think it's reasonable. If it's ultra, maybe $15 to $20. It being 30 is not. It's a little. Again, we don't know what rating it is yet, so I wouldn't be buying this quite yet because again, we don't know. And if you're looking to go to WCQ, then there's like no reason to buy stuff that's pre-sold because you're not going to get it in time. Yeah. Again, we don't know the rating of that, but I know that's supposed to be like a really good card. The Link 2 being at $15 is reasonable. Again, depending on what rarity it is. It might be like a $5 to $10 card after everything's said and done. Again, depending on the rarity. 14. I can see this being at 14 if it's a secret rare. Good card. Need it for the combo. Okay, that's that. Let's see what else we have. Okay, the big one. Engraved being $93. Oh man, are we in like another Phantasme situation here? Like this is either too little or too much. Like I don't know. I could really see this card being like 120. Like in all seriousness, I could really see that. Because this deck is going like the engine. Everyone's gonna be wanting this deck. This engine, everyone's going to want it. Because again, like I was saying earlier, like it can be thrown into so many other decks. It's not even funny. So this price point could be on the cheaper side. If you're not going to WCQ, I would say you could risk it and buy it for $93. But it's expensive. But if you're not going, you could also wait until after the set releases to pick up your stuff. I wouldn't advise buying stuff for pre-sale from the set. Not quite yet, especially when we're about to go into the off season. So I'll hold off a little bit. Let's see here. Anything else that catches my? Oh, this guy. Okay. All right. So, one or two of and Tempai. I know a majority of people are probably playing this card too. 25 bucks for a ultra rare. It's good. It's like another. It's literally they're popular. 25 bucks might be a little much. Maybe 10 to 15 is probably where this card is going to settle at. Maybe 7 ish. The deck is good. It's just not that. It's not good enough. With Snake Eyes being so prevalent into the format, it's just not. It's not there. You know how much I want the deck to be like there. It's just not there. It's like voice is voice. All right, like the deck is good. It's just not. It doesn't do enough. It's easily stopped. It's easily sideboarded. Like there's too many ways to stop this deck. Too many ways to, like stop decks. It's like yeah, it's literally the next voice is voice. Good archetype, really good. Just can't compete with Snake Eyes. Once Snake Eyes comes out the format, then maybe I can see this card being like $25. But until then, no. So again, if you're looking to play this deck, wait till pre-release or even after pre-release. Wait for the sets to drop to pick up your stuff if you're not going to Nats or WCQ. There's other stuff people are pre-selling. We don't know the price, like what the rarities are. It's some of the price points. You can risk buying some of the stuff now for pre-sale. I wouldn't advise it. It's risky because again, we don't know the full rarity list on all these cards. So like basically, you're just gambling at this point. Yeah, okay. That's all I really want to talk about the pre-sales. So it's just like basically, my final thoughts on everything. Info is going to change the game a lot, and not for the better. We really need ban lists. We really need for Snake Eyes to get hit. We really need Beatrice to get hit, and a few other cards just to make this format or the next format more tolerable. Players are leaving the game because there's too much Snake Eyes. Rarities like Engraver. I understand why he's a secret. Another card that wasn't on here, that new Maxi. That's a secret also, which is kind of scary. The price point of this game is getting really, really expensive. We are getting to a point where we need better prize support. I'm hoping they can change that sooner or later. But Infinite Forbidden is going to be the power of the elements of this year, or the game. Honestly, the game is going to change a lot, and we'll just see what happens. I'll be watching the NAWCQ, and I can't wait to see what happens during that. But I'm scared that if we don't get a ban list, Snake Eyes is just going to win it. I don't think there's anything else I can beat with it right now. With the Fiendsmith stuff, with it not being touched, I don't think anything else can compete with it. But alright guys, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. See you guys next time. Peace.